Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video, where we have a pretty good pack to start. Mana Crypt is just great. It's not at its best in every deck. If your deck is slow, the drawback of dealing 1.5 damage a turn can really add up and can kill you. But if you're semi-aggressive or if you're combo, then this is one of the best pieces of acceleration ever printed. Other good cards, Rofellos is pretty solid. Very, very good in mono green, but pretty narrow. Given that there's no other mono green cards in this pack, I actually think I might take it if it wasn't for the Mana Crypt. Otherwise, there's Is It Signet, Chart a Course, Splinter Twin, Balance, maybe Spellseeker. But yeah, we'll take the Mana Crypt, and that is great. So we're looking primarily to be mono red or mono white with a card like Mana Crypt, but I'm not going to completely pigeonhole myself into those colors. Okay, pretty bad pack to follow it up, just in general, even without the aggressive stipulation. I like Colonnade a lot. Kaito's okay. I like Ancestral Vision. And then a bunch of medium red and white cards. I think I'll take the Skyclave Apparition, though. This card is very good interaction, and it also is somewhat versatile. There's a world where mono white is not open, and that's fine. You can play this totally fine in like Blue Eye Control or other decks too. And it's just a really solid card in general. Okay, now we have a few options. If we want to stay white, Extraction Specialist and Caracas are both very good. And then Incinerate's great in red. Noble Hierarch is strong. Could take Thieving Skydiver or Baleful Strix. I like taking Caracas, though. Extraction Specialist is only okay, and Caracas is very, very good. It's good defensively against some things like Kroxa. It's good against Emrakul. And then it also can be good if we get our own Thalia or things like that. So we'll take this. All right. Fourth pick, Mother of Runes. That's a good sign. One of the best white cards in the format. We could also take like some white fixing. There's 3 white lands in the pack. But I think I just got to take Mother of Runes. This card is excellent. And yeah, all right. White's looking like a good place to be. 3 excellent white cards. Also Horizon Canopy. I think I will take one of the white spells and try and wheel one of the others. Let's take Mana Tithe, I think, and then try and wheel one of the 2 creatures. Yeah, that seems solid. Mana Tithe is a really good card. It's very commonly just trades with the opponent's 7-drop. I will say right now we're not very good at using Mana Crypt. We have a lot of white mana symbols and not a lot of 3 and 4 drops that require 2 colorless mana, but I'm not too worried about that yet. Okay, now we have another couple good white cards, and then also Skull Clamp, which is interesting, but I think we should just take Council's Judgment. We're not a good Skull Clamp deck yet. We could get there if we get stuff like Spectral Procession, but Council's Judgment is really good, and it does also let us cut white. Yeah, let's do that. So now we have some solid interaction, some very good removal, and then some acceleration. But we're just missing the curve-filling creatures. But that's not too much of a problem. You can normally get some late Blade Splicers and things like that, both late in Pack 1 and then in Packs 2 and 3. Nice. Thraben Inspector. Armageddon's good too. But I think I'd rather take Thraben Inspector. If this was a replacement level 2 drop, I would take the Armageddon. But this, like, you want to have as many 1-drops as possible in this sort of deck. And this card plays somewhat well with Mana Crypt. Turn 1, land, Thraben Inspector, Mana Crypt, crack the clue. Sets you up pretty well for turn 2. So in terms of cards to wheel, there's Giver of Runes and Odonto Vanguard. That's one we definitely want. Beyond that, I don't remember anything too essential. But we'll see what we get. There's one more fresh pack for Pack 1. Alright, not the best pack, but this is one of those curve-filling creatures that I was talking about. Rogran Triome. This is very late for a Jeskai Triome. I love this card. I think it's totally first pickable, but here I think we're just going to be probably playing mono white, so Selfless Spirit makes the most sense. Yeah, let's take this. Alright, interesting. There's a lot of white cards here. 3 white cards, but there's also Batterskull. I don't think we're a balanced deck. So but it's between Batterskull and Archangel Avacyn. And I do like the Archangel, but I'm going to speculate on the Batterskull. If we get Stoneforge Mystic, this will be a really good card for us. And given that it wheeled, no one took Stoneforge. I think it's a good chance we'll be able to get a Stoneforge later in the pack. Plus, it's just passable as its own card, especially with Mana Crypt. You can get it into play pretty quickly. It's a threat on its own, and then it turns every single other creature into a must-answer threat. And now we wheel Gideon. That's excellent. Now we wheel Extraction Specialist and Mishra's Factory. That's kind of interesting. Extraction Specialist is very good with Selfless Spirit. But we already have so many spells and white is so open that I think it's worth it just to take the Factory. Yeah, if this was a truly elite 3-drop, I might take it, but it's only okay. And Mishra's Factory will be a very solid upgrade. So we'll take that. Savannah for the board. There could be a world where we end up wanting to splash that, although pretty unlikely. Nice. They both came around. I think I'm going to take the Giver of Runes. It's close, but 1-drops are really good. And Mother of Runes and Giver of Runes just mean that we can totally blank removal against a lot of decks. Nice. A white card plus a land, and I think we'll take the land. This is looking great. White is as open as it ever is. Best case scenarios, we could get some broken cards in the first pack, or early picks, like Mox Pearl, Black Lotus, maybe Wasteland or Strip Mine, and then we'll wheel all our white cards. This pack is kind of bad. There is a Mox Diamond, which is okay. Also, Flicker Wisp and Land Tax as white cards. I think we do take the Mox Diamond, then wheel Flicker Wisp. Land Tax is fine, but not amazing. Yeah, let's take this. Ooh, that is what we want. Oh yeah, Usher of the Fallen would be good too, but Palace Jailer is perfect. We can turn one it off of Mana Crypt and Mox Diamond, and it's also just great on turn 4. One of the best, probably the best white card in the format. The other contenders, or mono white, the other contenders would be Thalia, Guardian of Thraben, Mother of Runes, and Swords to Plowshares, but I think Palace Jailer is probably better than all of them. Alright, pretty great pack. There is 2 solid white cards and Rishadan Port. I think we got to take the Path here. I would love to take Port and Wheel Path, but there's a good chance Path gets taken by someone who's splashing white. And we have not much cheap removal. We do have Skyclave Apparition and Council Judgment, but having some just clean 1-mana exile spells is good. If we get Swords to Plowshares, that's much better than Path, but Path is pretty good too. And then if Restoration and Angel Wheels, which I think is fairly likely, we'll probably play it. It's great with Palace Jailer, great with Skyclave Apparition, good with Thraben Inspector, and then we're likely to get a few more. We'll take the Path though. Elspeth Sun's Champion is good, but it's very expensive. Could this be a Birthing Pod deck? Potentially. I don't think we're playing Soulfire Grandmaster, so actually we'll speculate on the Birthing Pod here. It might not make the cut, but it definitely could. If we get like Stoneforge Mystic, Flicker Wisp, a few other good value cards between 2 and 3, and having Palace Jailer at the top of the curve is pretty great for that. Now we can take a Silent Clearing. That's a nice pickup. We just took Path, so I feel less of a need for Winds of Abandon. If it wheels, we might play it, but Silent Clearing is pretty great. The 1 life is pretty marginal most of the time, and it can just add consistency. And now we'll take Lingering Souls. May or may not make the cut. We have 2 black sources with Silent Clearing and Mox Diamond. We don't have Skull Clamp, unfortunately. Well, that is a very late Thalia, which is fine by me. Oust is decent. We might want to play that, but Thalia is one of the best cards we could get. What are we still looking for? We definitely want a lot more 2-drops. But there's so many 2-drops in the format that I think we should be able to get some. I wouldn't mind 1 more 4-drop. Maybe even 2. Like getting Ally of Zendikar would be excellent. Hero of Bladehold could be okay. Elspeth Sun's Champion. Or Elspeth Knight Errant. More fast mana would always be good. Swords to Plowshares would be good. Intrepid Adversary seems pretty good. Yeah, we'll take this. Decent curve filler at 2, and then it scales well in the late game, and it plays very well with Mana Crypt. So there was a Flicker Wisp. Wait, did we pass the Flicker Wisp? I think we passed the Flicker Wisp, but there's a Restoration Angel we were hoping to wheel here. There's a chance Rishadan Port comes around, which would be nice. Our creature count is notably a little bit low right now. We have 8 creatures and 8 spells. All right, sweet. Everything came around. Land tax is good, but I think I'd rather have Flicker Wisp here. Yeah, let's take this card. This card is pretty good. It's good with some of our value plays like Palace Jailer, and it's also good against some opposing cards. It's good against stuff like Hangerback Walker. It's good against Mox Diamond, tokens. All right, sweet. Late Usher of the Fallen. That is excellent. Now we have 4 good 1-mana creatures plus 2 0-mana accelerants, which means we should be able to have a turn 1 play the vast majority of games. I don't love that all of our 3 drops cost double white, though. That makes the Mana Crypt a lot worse. Still worth playing, but a lot worse. Wow. Port and Resto both came around. Resto is decent, but I think we'd take the Port here. We have so many playables. Yeah. This will be a minor upgrade over whatever our 23rd spell ends up being, and this will be a very large upgrade over what the 17th land would be. Alright, we get the Elspeth on the wheel. That's a pretty nice pickup. I don't think we're going to start with it in the main deck, but it'll be a great card out of the board in certain matchups. Same with Winds of Abandon. That's for matchups where we want to play control. If we play against mono red or mono white, we might want to cut some of the more aggressive cards and bring in some more controlling options. Alright, Dragon's Rage Channeler, sure. And last pick, something bad, probably. That's fine though. This deck is looking very good going into pack 3. Wow, we actually get a last pick Oust, which we are somewhat likely to play in the main deck. That's sweet. White is incredibly open right now. All right, really good pack to start. The third pack. No power, but Lion Sash, Oblivion Ring, and Smuggler's Copter are all really good. Also, Sort of Body and Mind is situationally very good. We're definitely taking the Smuggler's Copter, though. Great with Mana Crypt, and just a great card in general. It helps you to mitigate Mana Flood. It hits hard. It has evasion. The only downside is that it doesn't work if you have no creatures, but we will have enough creatures that I'm not too worried about that. So, pretty easy Smuggler's Copter. You can even crew Smuggler's Copter with Usher of the Fallen, and then boast it to make another 1/1. Sort of corner case, but could come up. I would rather Mox or something like that, of course, but Smuggler's Copter is one of the best cards we could get that's not power. Very bad pack here, unfortunately. We could take Swift Reconfiguration. I guess that is the pick. Maybe that's better than Oust. It's an okay removal spell, but it's not as good as I would like for my second pick here. Phyrexian Metamorph is also an option, but I think it's probably worse. I mean, it's good with Palace Jailer, but not great with most of our other stuff, so let's just take the Swift Reconfiguration. Okay, now we get Porcelain Legionnaire versus Cathar Commando. I think I'm going to take the Porcelain Legionnaire and hope to wheel a Commando. Legionnaire is not that likely to come around, and I'd say Commando is quite likely. So we'll go with that. Interesting. Walking Ballista, Adeline, and Guy's Cradle. All pretty good here. I don't think we need Cradle. We want a lot of white sources, and we already have a few colorless sources, so let's do Adeline or Ballista, and there's almost no way Adeline gets taken, so I think we can take the Ballista here pretty safely. Whoa! Late Mana Vault, but I actually don't even think we take it here. It's not that great with most of our cards for the same reason this isn't the best Mana Crypt deck. And Swords of Plowshares is excellent. I would take Mana Vault over Leon and Relic Warder or most white cards, but Swords is one of the best white cards we could get. So I will very happily take that. And now we can probably cut some of this removal. We have 4 1-mana white removal spells. Swords of Plowshares is definitely the best. And I think Path is second, so Oust and Swift Reconfiguration are on the chopping block. Here we'll take Student of Warfare. Good pickup. This deck is looking just insanely good. Let's cut Swift Reconfiguration. I really would like to play all of these other cards, though. Recruiter of the Guard can find Palace Jailer. I think that's probably the pick. I love Elite Spellbinder. And then also Lodestone and Relic are both good sideboard cards. But I think this is just too good of a deck for Recruiter of the Guard. Yeah, we'll take that. Now we can actually cut the Batterskull, looking like we're not going to get the Stoneforge Mystic. And that's fine. This deck does not need Stoneforge to be good. $16 lands with a couple lands that provide additional value. Plus, Mana Crypt Mox Diamond seems pretty decent for this deck, so we need one more spell. If the draft ended right now, I think we'd play Swift Reconfiguration, but if we get any more playables, that'll be first on the chopping block. Alright, Sword of Feast and Famine is a good sideboard card. Really late to Fairy, but not playing that, unfortunately. Nice. Lion Sash, Oblivion Ring, and Sword of Body and Mind all came around. I think we take the Lion Sash, though. This card is pretty sweet. Alright, Sun Titan for the board. I don't think there's ever a world where we need Jetmir's Garden. This deck is looking really good. I mean, it's just straight up mono white, nothing too fancy, but low curve, some acceleration, some really good interaction. A great mana base with 5 different value lands. Nice. We do get Cathar Commando on the wheel, so we'll certainly be playing that. The question is what to cut. There's an Adeline, too. I think we do want that. So let's cut Oust and go down to 2 1-mana removal spells. And then maybe we move Ballista to the board. Although it is pretty good with fast mana. It seems pretty good. We could cut Selfless Spirit. It's just kind of replacement level. Ooh, Leon and Relic Warder is better than Selfless Spirit. But do we want to make one more cut now? Flicker Wisp is good with Leon and Relic Warder. It's okay with Intrepid Adversary. It's good. Wow, 2 really good cards there. Lodestone, nice. That's a good last pick. I think we cut the Flicker Wisp. It's not bad, but it's not amazing, and we need to make a cut. I think the other cards are slightly better. Yeah, close, but I think we'll run it like this. And then we have a great sideboard. So yeah, this deck is looking sweet. We will add 11 basic planes. And actually, maybe we can go down to this. This makes Mox Diamond a little bit sketchy, but our curve is so low. Let's bring in Selfless Spirit and just run a low curve with a low land count and submit like this. See you in round 1. All right, we have our opponent for round 1 with our broken low curve mono white deck. Hopefully we can get off to a fast start here. Great hand. We'll definitely keep it. No fast mana, but we have Mana Tithe into Thalia or Leon and Relic Warder. Got a lot of lands here, but we're playing a few enough lands in the deck that I think it should be fine. Oh, no. Well, actually, this is probably not too bad. Do we want to play this Mox Diamond? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to play Plains Pass. If we play Mox Diamond, we're going to have to pay 1, so we're not really going to have Mana Tithe available either way. And we can just Leon and Relic Warder to take out the Esper Sentinel next turn if we care about it. Although I don't even think I care. I'm probably just going to play Thalia. Yeah, I'll just play Thalia. Him to Torok, they hit land, that's fine. Actually, great that they hit Mox Diamond. Adeline, great draw, so we're going to jam that. And then hit for 2. So we're pretty far ahead on board, and we're taxing their mana. Ravenous Chupacabra is annoying. They can kill the Adeline. Alright, they swing for 1, sure. Alright, so let's go Smuggler's Copter, which will essentially cost 4. So attack for 2. Now it's close. They got a 2-for-1 off Him to Torok and a 2-for-1 off of Ravenous Chupacabra. But we have a decent board. They can't... Oh, they do attack. Interesting. I think I will go for this block. If they have a kill spell, they have a kill spell. But we'll at least... We should probably at least be able to cycle away the Mana Tithe. Block here. Okay, nice. So let's go Usher of the Fallen. Crew the Copter. We're going to get to do the little boast trick. That's kind of nice. Attack with everyone. Ooh, Archangel Avacyn is quite bad. Yeah, that is potentially game ending. I wish we had the Mana Tithe. So they block there and there. Yeah, we hit them for 1. Oh, Leon and Relic Order to take out their thing, but this is looking quite bad. So we go land, Leon and Relic Order, exile their Esper Sentinel. And then we'll boast this. Oh, wait. Oh, no, we can't boast that this turn. We'll have to wait till next turn. So now, I mean, we're sort of at parity, except they have this 4-4. Oh, and they have Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. It's going to be a bit of an uphill battle here. I think we're in a good position, but that Archangel Avacyn really swung things. Can we find a removal spell? Mutable. Okay. I'll play that. Then I think we have one more draw. And then post board, we get a couple nice options. Definitely want Oust. Definitely want Swift Reconfiguration. Yeah, I think they got us here. So we'll go to game 2. Bring in Oust, Swift Reconfiguration. I don't think we need Batterskull. What else do we not want? Thalia is not at its best here, but I think it's probably still worth playing. Actually, maybe it's not. Ground creatures are not great in this matchup. For that reason, we could also cut Usher of the Fallen, potentially, although we're on the play. I think I'm actually going to cut Mox Diamond here. This isn't as much of a pure speed thing, because against decks that can easily go over the top of you, all you care about is speed and just being faster than them. So the card disadvantage doesn't matter, but that's not really the case here. Maybe we do want Thalia, though. We actually have a kind of high creature count. We could cut maybe Gideon and maybe everything else looks pretty good, honestly. Now, Gideon's too good. We'll not play the Thalia. They're playing mostly creatures. I don't think Thalia is that exceptional against them. So we're on the play here. Good hand. Solid curve. And we have Palace Jailer, which is our best card. No Thoughtseize, that's nice. But drawing a land is kind of brutal. We're only playing 15 lands, and we've already drawn 5. Him to Torok. Okay, I will play the Cathar Commando. If they hit our Palace Jailer, that will be sad, but we have 6 damage. Ouch, they did hit our Palace Jailer, so we have nothing in hand. Porcelain Legionnaire, not a bad draw. Take 4. And then next turn we can swing for 9. So we do have a really quick clock. But we also don't really have anything else if they sweep our board or have a good blocker. Oh no, it looks like they do have the Toxic Deluge. Oh no. Okay, that's totally fine. Lingering Souls is not a problem. So let's go Animate. Swing with everything. Except for Giver of Runes. Alright, this is fine. We'll give this protection from white so we don't lose any of our creatures. Hit them for 2 and kill both of their things. And then I'll just drop this land into play and pass. Flashback Lingering Souls, that's fine. Okay. Killing Giver of Runes is a little bit problematic. Oh, and we draw yet another land. This is some pretty unfortunate mana flood. So we're going to send these 2. If they want to trade both spirits for the Mutavault, that's fine. Okay, they do. So we put them down to 8. Now it's probably... Oh, Grief. Okay, that's fine. They get to take our Oust. Thraben Inspector, great draw. And I will crack the clue now in case we draw something that changes our play. Mother of Runes, that does change it. Do we offer the Cathar Commando for Porcelain Legionnaire trait? I don't think so. I think I'd rather just swing for 3 here and then play Mother of Runes. And now they're going to be in really bad shape if they don't kill the Mother of Runes immediately. But they still have a lot of cards in hand. Night's Whisper going down to 3. And Giver of Runes, okay. This seems fine. They're not just dead, but they're very close to it. So we have a few options. I think we wanted to just swing with Porcelain Legionnaire and Cathar Commando here. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, this is fine. We will save our Cathar Commando. And now they lose both of their creatures. We lose nothing. They're still at 3, and we have a removal spell, so I can't really see a way that they win. I guess if they have a board sweeper, then it becomes just a top deck game where they start at way lower life, and we have a removal spell. So we're still probably even ahead from that position, but then if they don't have a board sweeper, we just win, and they don't have a board sweeper. Honestly, should be a pretty rough matchup, though. I think the Black Splash will help them. They have good removal. Hymn to Torok is just busted. Grief is good. So this could be tough, especially on the draw here. Flickerwisp is... Like, Lingering Souls is good against us. It's very good. So cards that just are terrible at dealing with that, I'm not thrilled with. That includes Flickerwisp. It also includes Selfless Spirit. But I don't love cutting any of these cards. Or bringing in any of these cards. Like, we could bring in Thalia over Selfless Spirit. But being able to give all our creatures indestructible is a pretty big game. Could bring in Elspeth, but that seems a little bit too deep. Let's just run it back like this. Alright, solid hand. We have a good curve. We have good mix of lands and spells. Got a good removal spell. Cannot complain. Okay, we'll play Usher of the Fallen because it hits harder. We're not planning on cracking a clue next turn either way. Do they have... No Hymn to Torok. That's good. Mother of Runes. Okay. Land. Swing for 2. Interesting. Okay, I'm fine with this trade. I'm not going to boast. I'm just going to play Cathar Commando end of turn. All right, drawing a land there is great. Do we want to play Thraben Inspector or Recruiter of the Guard? I think I'm actually going to play the Thraben Inspector here because I really want to hit a land for Palace Jailer. It looks like they have Hardcast Grief here. Okay, that's annoying. So they can take our Palace Jailer, but we're still in a decent position here. Whoa. That was just a horrendous misplay. There's no way that that was correct. I guess they're just banking on us not hitting a white source, but yeah, I mean, they just gave us Palace Jailer here. That is very, very questionable. So we get to take out their grief, hit them for 4, become the Monarch, draw a card. They could have a Palace Jailer of their own, I guess, but... And then if they do become the Monarch, they get grief back, and they get to hit our hand again, which would be pretty strong. But still, this seems like a really good position for us. We'll need to decide what to search for with the Recruiter of the Guard, but I'm leaning towards Skyclave Apparition. Okay, they kill Palace Jailer. That's totally fine. And then what? Ravenous Chupacabra? Still not a problem. They kill our Cathar Commando, but I'm not worried about this. We're still the Monarch, so we can pretty easily outgrind them. So let's play Recruiter of the Guard into Mother of Runes, and then we'll have plenty of blockers. Lion Sash is also interesting. I think I'd rather just take the Skyclave and be insulated against potential top decks that they could have. So I'll offer the double block trade here. If they have a removal spell, they can kill it, make sure they keep their Chupacabra. But if they have a kill spell, they'll probably just kill the Mother of Runes anyways. Okay, this is fine. They do get a flyer now, but we can just play Skyclave to take this out. So they kill the Mother of Runes, but we're still the Monarch. Let's go land, Skyclave Apparition. And then get the Smuggler's Copter into play. Lingering Souls. Okay, that would be good normally, but we have Walking Ballista, which is a really good answer. So let's just go... That was a good draw, but let's play the Walking Ballista. And then between Walking Ballista and Smuggler's Copter, we're pretty well insulated against their Lingering Souls tokens. If they have a removal spell for the Copter, they could become the Monarch. But we should be able to gain the Monarchy back without too much trouble. Esper Sentinel is a complete brick. Interesting. They do go for it. Okay, so let's crew the Copter. Go to blocks. I think we can just discard planes here, and then we'll shoot the other 3 spirits. Walking Ballista was very good here. Alright, what to do now? I think we want to play Gideon Blackblade. Play the 1. Crew the Copter with the Gideon. Then we'll give it lifelink. Swing for 3. Discarding Swift Reconfiguration. And then we'll get the Lion Sash into play. We could also just port their white source, but I think I'd rather play Lion Sash. This is actually a really good threat. We can grow it to be at least a 5/5 next turn. Inquisition of Kozilek is fine. We have 3 redundant removal spells, plus a Mana Tithe. Alright, sweet. Hard to say if we could have won that game without the Palace Jailer. If they just took Palace Jailer instead of Swords to Plowshares, it would have been very close. But as it was, we won pretty easily, and we are 1-0. I'll see you in round 2. Alright, we have our opponent for round 2. Currently 1-0 with mono white, and hoping to extend that winning streak against a ROM. Good start, because we're on the play, and we have a great hand. So we'll keep... There's an argument to just holding a Mana Tithe on turn 1, but I think I would rather just be proactive, get the Thraben Inspector down. If they play... Actually, especially with the Leonin Relic Order in play, most of the scariest things they could play we could counter. But they play Mother of Runes. That is one of the scariest things that they could play that we can't counter, unfortunately. So yeah, I wish we had held up Mana Tithe now, given the way that this developed, but I still think it was right at the time to play the Inspector. Alright, so they get Porcelain Legionnaire down, that's fine. Okay, we could... There's a few options here. Leonin Relic Order hitting Porcelain Legionnaire would force them to tap the Mother of Runes, and then we could path the Mother of Runes, but I don't think that's worth it. I think I would rather just crew the Copter and then pass and plan on cracking the Clue plus playing Mana Tithe next turn. So we'll swing for 3. Discard an extra planes. The mirror match is honestly probably kind of rough. We have a low curve, which is good in general. It's especially good against combo decks, which this deck is made to play against. But we don't have that many great edges for the mirror. Okay, we'll Mana Tithe this. That's pretty nice. Then they can swing for 3. And we'll just crack the Clue. Brutal. Alright, so let's crew... You know, it's close. We could play the Leonin Relic Order here. But the Mother of Runes is not even doing that much. I think I'm going to hold off for now. Because giving them the land actually could be relevant. Let's swing and continue to loot away all these excess mana sources. That is a good draw. Actually, is it a good draw? Yes, it is a good draw. We can play Plains, Mana Crypt, Palace Jailer. So they'll presumably tap their Mother of Runes here. Oh, they didn't tap their Mother of Runes. That is weird. Okay, well, we'll just play the Palace Jailer still. They can save their Mother of Runes if they want to, but we're still going to become the Monarch. And we have tons of creatures on the battlefield. Mother of Runes is good at getting the Monarchy back because they can make their creature have unblockable. But if they're spending all their resources just trying to become the Monarch, we're going to win the race because we're hitting them for a lot of damage. Extraction Specialist. Not very impressive here. So let's crew... Whoops. Let's crew the Copter. And swing for 3 in the air. No point attacking with the other creatures. Okay, Recruiter of the Guard was an excellent draw. Let's play that. And then we could get Walking Ballista, which kills the Mother of Runes. Actually, I think I'm just going to do that and just fire it off right now to kill it so that they cannot give the Mother of Runes protection from anything. So Mother of Runes can give protection from any color, but it cannot give protection from colorless. So Walking Ballista does get around that. And now we're just phenomenally ahead. We have 4 creatures plus a Smuggler's Copter. We have the life advantage. We're the Monarch. We have more mana. They play Baneslayer Angel, which we have a very clean answer to. In fact, are they just dead on board? I believe they are. Yep, we have exactly lethal, so we'll path this. Then untap and crew the Copter and kill them. Swing for 8. Alright, sweet. So we win that game. Palace Jailer once again put in some good work. Also, Smuggler's Copter, honestly the real MVP. It looted through 4 excess lands. We would have been extremely mana flooded without Smuggler's Copter adding that consistency. But we're up a game in round 2. Once again, against a white deck, we're going to want to up our removal spells. And I think we even want Winds of Abandon for this matchup. I don't think we need to go as far as bringing in Elspeth, though. Another matchup where Thalia doesn't really shine. I still think Porcelain Legionnaire is decent. On the draw, we can probably cut Gideon. And I think we just cut Mox Diamond. Again, I really want to play against some fast decks or some control decks. That's really what this deck is made to beat. But so far, we've played against only other aggressive creature decks. Is Flicker Wisp good? They could be playing Spectral Procession. Nah, I think we'll just run it like this. Great hand. Very low curve. Figure of Destiny. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to offer the trade here with a Usher of the Fallen. And then next turn, we'll probably play Giver of Runes and hold up Mana Tithe. There's an argument to just curving out and playing Porcelain Legionnaire, but... Okay, they have their own Legionnaire. Does that change anything? That makes me want to get my own Legionnaire down a bit more so we can keep up on board. But at the same time, I think we're very likely to get some great value from Mana Tithe here. So I think I'm just going to do that. Pass, holding up Mana Tithe, probably hit Silverblade Paladin or something like that this turn. And then next turn we can play our own Legionnaire or Adeline. We're taking 3, but that's fine. And if they play nothing, that's excellent for us. All right, yet another excellent Mana Tithe. And now we can play Adeline and then attack with everything and push some damage. Ooh, good draw too. So we'll see. They might just trade the Usher of the Fallen with a Figure of Destiny here, but if they do that, we're still, it's a 1-for-1 trade, and we're hitting them for 2 and adding to our board with the Adeline, so that seems totally fine. Alright, they just take it all. This Adeline is going to become very big very quickly. And no matter what they do here, we have clean answers. Even Palace Jailer, if they have their own, we could probably become the Monarch again with Giver of Runes plus Council's Judgment. Okay, they do have the Palace Jailer. Take out the Adeline. Shouldn't be a problem, though. Solid draw. So let's give this token protection from white. So we become the Monarch again. We get back our Adeline. We'll play Porcelain Legionnaire for life. And pass holding a Path to Exile. Lion Sash was a pretty weak draw there, but still fine. Alright, so we're going to block. If they pump all their mana into the Figure of Destiny, I'm just going to Path to Exile it. I want to keep my own Adeline around. And I'm not worried about giving them a land at this point. They already have 5. I don't think 6 is likely to be very different. Swords of Plowshares, excellent draw. So let's Sword to take out Porcelain Legionnaire. And then attack them with everything except Giver of Runes. Whoa, they just take it all, or are they just dead? Wait. They're about to take 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can animate Factory and put them down to 2 instead of 1, but I'd rather just hit them down to... we could have put them to 2 instead of 3, but I'm fine putting them to 3. Then we'll play... I don't think it really makes sense to play Lion Sash. There's no way they can win without something like a board sweeper, so we'll just play around that. I don't think they're likely to have it, but it's possible. All right, very smooth match against Mono White. Palace Jailer, our own Palace Jailer is better than their Palace Jailer, apparently. We're 2-0. I'll see you in the finals. All right, we have our opponent for the finals. We're on the draw, unfortunately, against Julius F., and our hand is sketchy. 1 land, lots of 1-drops. We're playing 14 lands. Mox Diamond would be a true brick. Mana Crypt would be fine. I think I'm going to keep it on the strength of Mother of Runes. But it is very close. Thoughtseize. Well, there goes the Mother of Runes. But at the same time, Thoughtseize punishes mulligans pretty well. So the fact that they're playing discard, like targeted discard like Thoughtseize makes me more inclined to keep 7-card hands. They do take the Mother of Runes, of course. Nice. We drew the land. Let's play Usher of the Fallen because it hits the hardest. I would have played Mother of Runes on turn 1, but that's no longer an option, and I don't think there's that much of a rush to get Giver of Runes into play. Okay, so we'll attack, and I'm not going to boast here. I'm just going to play Cathar Commando. Ready. Interesting. So they make a 1/1. I think we're just going to play Walking Ballista to kill their construct unless we draw something that changes that. Does that change it? I would love to get the Copter down, but I think I need to get this ready off the board immediately. So we'll play this, kill their construct, and then swing at the Duretti for 5. So that was a 1-for-1 trade, but they did soak up 5 damage. Doughty Voidwalker. That's not that good here. Alright, so we'll go land, swing with both, and then play Copter, Giver of Runes. And now if we draw land, we have Palace Jailer. And if we draw a spell, we can cast it, because Palace Jailer is our only 4-drop in the deck. We're playing against Mardu. Should be another bad matchup, actually, but I think we'll win this game. Okay, let's just jam the Palace Jailer. Crew the Copter and attack with everything. I'm also going to attack with the Giver of Runes, just try and push damage. Alright, they're down to 2, and we're the Monarch, and we just drew Swords to Plowshares. So I think that'll be enough for game 1. Yeah, really quick game 1 there against Mardu. Again, though, black and red have access to, and white, honestly. These are the 3 colors that have the most removal. So they'll probably have a lot of ways to kill our creatures. They have access to all the board sweepers in the format. Planeswalkers like Duretti are very effective against us. They have plenty of ways to kill artifacts. So despite the fact that we steamrolled them in game 1, I'm pretty nervous about this matchup for games 2 and 3. We're on the draw. I think once again I'm going to cut Mox Diamond. We never really played against the decks where you want Mox Diamond. Really blue decks. We have not played against a single blue deck. What do we want? I don't think we really want Oust. Flicker Wisp seems decent. Yeah, I think I like just being as threat dense as possible here. So we will play that. Sword of Feast and Famine seems not necessary. Batterskull seems weak. Yeah, let's just run it like this. Well, I'm greedy enough to keep a 1-lander on the draw, but I will not keep a no-lander. We'll be shipping this one back. They keep 7 again. Alright, good hand here. Let's put back Silent Clearing, I think. Actually, Basic Plains. There's a world where we never draw another land, and then Silent Clearing ends up being worse than a basic, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay, nice. We draw a 1-drop. That makes the curve much better. Magda. I think I'm just going to Caracas that. Well, I'll offer the trade. If they want to accept this trade, that's fine. We'll let that happen. But my guess is they won't. Yeah, so now we'll just Caracas, bounce, pass turn with Swords to Plowshares available. The problem here is if they play Duretti, we can't pressure it very effectively. So hopefully no Duretti on turn 3. Recurring Nightmare. Okay, we can kill that with Cathar Commando. There's, honestly, we could path our own guy here, but I think I'd rather just untap. Recruiter of the Guard, interesting. We'll hit for 1. And then do we want to just jam the Recruiter? No, I think I'm going to play, I'm just going to pass and hold up Cathar Commando to kill this Recurring Nightmare. Grief. Okay, that's kind of annoying. I'm going to play Cathar Commando in response. But that is a clean 2 for 1. Actually, we could Swords to Plowshares the Grief too. Yeah, honestly, I think I am going to Swords this. Take out the blocker. They're holding Magda, so 1 brick and then a couple unknowns. They probably take Recruiter of the Guard, or at least I would take Recruiter of the Guard here. But if we draw land for Intrepid Adversary, that's actually a really quick clock. If they take Recruiter and we brick on the land, we'll probably just hit them for 4, crack the clue, and then be ready to kill their Recurring Nightmare. Whoa, they take Path to Exile. Okay. Let's just play the Intrepid Adversary. And then hit for 6. We have a great board. We've already gone through 2 of our main 2 removal spells, so if they have some sort of big dragon, that could be a problem. Okay, they kill our Intrepid Adversary. That's not that bad. Then hopefully they just play Magda, and we can Caracas it again. Lightning Bolt to Cathar Commando. Okay, well, Recurring Nightmare is now live. That's not ideal. Let's attack for 1. Then I think I'm going to play... no, let's play Recruiter here. Well, so one option is to crack the clue, and then if we draw land, we can play Recruiter, and if we don't, we play Selfless Spirit. Recruiter could find Palace Jailer, but honestly, I think I will go for this. Selfless Spirit is comparably good. Oh, okay, that's actually just great. Yeah, that worked out well. So we'll play Leon in Relic Order, take out their Recurring Nightmare, and pass turn. And we have a good hand, plus some board presence. They have more cards in hand, but yeah, Magda's just a brick, basically. So we'll go bounce your Magda, swing for 3. And then I will play the Recruiter this turn. Alternatively, we could go Selfless Spirit, crack the Silent Clearing, but I think it's better to get the Palace Jailer. Could get Walking Ballista, could get Flicker Wisp, but let's just get the Palace Jailer. Pass turn. So we have 4 damage on board. They end up trying to braid our thing. That's fine. Magda. Okay, so if they have a way to put something into the graveyard, that's bad, but it doesn't look like they do. Alright, let's just play Palace Jailer then. Take out their Magda that way. Hit them for 2, and then become the Monarch and start drawing extra cards. We have Caracas available as a form of interaction. Opponent says GG's. Alright, nice. So, pretty quick trophy there. Let's pull up the deck list. This was our very sweet mono white deck. We got a pretty easy trophy. The first round was a little bit dicey, but then we really just cruised through mono white and through Martyr Reanimator without any particularly close games. We had a very low curve, which is key for these decks. Pretty much every single game, we were able to use all our mana every turn. That just means you have so much pressure on the board early. You can be ahead on board when they stick their Planeswalkers, so you can pressure them well. It just puts the opponent on the back foot, which is very relevant. We actually almost never drew Mana Crypt. There was one time where it let us play Palace Jailer plus Leon and Relic Order in one turn. But Mana Crypt, despite the fact that it was our first pick and we sort of built around it, ended up not being that much of a player. But we just had a great white deck. I mean, it was incredibly open. We had 7 good white cards on our sideboard, and we made use of many of them at various points in the draft. The MVP was certainly Palace Jailer. No surprise there. One of the best white cards in the format, and it's nice to have a Recruiter of the Guard to add a little bit of consistency there. Smuggler's Copter was also excellent. The removal spells were all good. We never really used Mox Diamond, so we actually just... I thought this was going to be a mana acceleration deck, and it ended up just being a low curve deck, but that was totally fine. The deck was great, and we really cruised through that league. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.